Hi, my name is Mark Reeser. I'm an Ontario poultry and cash crop farmer and a board member with the Ontario Federation of Agriculture. I want to talk to you about OFA's work on fair farm property taxation in Ontario. The current farm tax system needs to be fixed. The problem is farmland taxes need to be realistic, taxed fairly for the services that the land uses, like well-maintained roadways and bridges, proper land drainage, and police services. The Ontario Federation of Agriculture is working to implement fair farm tax ratios. It's not fair to increase farmland tax rates to pay for services farmland doesn't use because in some cases, municipalities have to use farmland taxes to compensate for community services like school busing and swimming pools when municipal funding falls short. Let me explain how most farms are taxed in Ontario. The residential property tax rate is applied to a farmer's residence, the house plus 1 acre of land. The rest of the farm property is taxed at a lower rate to reflect the fact that farmland doesn't need a lot of municipal services. So this farmland is taxed at approximately 25% of the residential tax rate. The OFA firmly believes farmland taxation needs to be fair. However, as farmers, we live and work in Ontario communities too, and we know we need to maintain properly funded municipal services for our communities to grow and support residents. What we can't see happen is that municipalities increase farmland taxes towards the full residential rate. We are concerned that this may be happening in some municipalities across Ontario that are facing funding cuts from the province and are looking to find more money to maintain their services. As farmers, we believe that that is unfair. After all, cows don't skate in arenas and soybeans don't go to the library. The OFA maintains that farm property taxes should cover the cost of the municipal services that the farmland actually uses. We know municipalities are facing growing demands for community services, but farm property taxes should not be expected to cover the cost of people services like recreational facilities. The OFA fears that farm properties are being excessively taxed to raise municipal revenues and help cover services because of shortfalls in provincial funding transfers. Ontario's farm businesses cannot shoulder this financial burden through higher property taxes. OFA is in support of better funding transfers to municipalities so they can serve their residents. That's why we are asking the government for adequate funding transfers to support the rural communities that we live in. Better government support will reduce the pressure farmers are facing on farmland taxation so all residents can continue enjoying community services. The OFA is working to ensure your farm taxes are only used for services provided to properties and not to raise public funds for municipal services that benefit people, not property. In summary, Ontario farmers need fair farm property taxes to remain competitive and grow our industry. Property taxes must only be used to cover the cost of services provided to land and not for services provided to people. Ontario municipalities need proper, adequate provincial funding transfers to maintain community services to residents. A fair property tax system is essential for rural economic development and the growth of farm businesses. If you would like additional information about OFA's position and activities on fair farm property taxation, please contact the OFA.